students, welcome back to SCMS grade 9 online classes. Dear students, you learnt separation techniques in last class. Today you are going to learn some other techniques of separation of components from its mixtures. In that lesson is matter around as pure. In last class, what are the techniques you learned? Evaporation, centrifugation and separating funnel method. Today you are going to learn some other techniques, that is distillation, sublimation and fractional distillation, chromatography, then which one? Crystallization. These are the techniques you are studying now. The first one, let's see, distillation. Distillation is the method of separating the components from its mixture. It is used to separate the components from the miscible liquids. You know about immiscible liquids. Immiscible liquid means, one of the example for that immiscible liquid, oil and water. The mixture of oil and water. This is the example for immiscible liquid. What is meant by miscible liquid? How that mixture will forming oil and water. When we mix the oil and water, it does not mix well. It forms the separate layers. Is it right? That is the immiscible liquid. Then what is meant by miscible liquids? When two liquids we add together and stir it completely mixed together. We can't find out what is mixed in that. What are the liquids are mixed in that? We cannot find out. Similar liquids. Example, acetone and water. Acetone and water. Acetone. Are you know acetone? For girls, each and every girl, this one no. Acetone is the nail polish remover. This is like similar to water only. How the water, like that only will be the acetone. The mixture of acetone and water, we can separate acetone and water separately through this method, distillation method. Understand? To separate these two liquids, these boiling points should be difference 25 Kelvin. Now let's see how to separate the acetone from its mixture of water and acetone. Dear students, observe here. This is the fractional distillation flask or fractional distillation flask, and above that fractional distillation, one thermometer have to fit. Then one pipe or tube that should be connected to separate, that is the funnel or one container have to keep under that tube. Then this is the water condenser. This is the clamp. This is that clamp or stand or clamp. Like that you have to operators have to set. And now you have to take mixture of acetone and water to that distillation flask. Here heat for that distillation flask with the help of lamp. This one, what is the boiling point of water? 100 degrees Celsius. Is it right? Then what's the boiling point of acetone? 56 degrees Celsius. Which one gets evaporate faster? Which one? Acetone only. Is it right? Because it is the less boiling point compared to water. When you continuously give the heat, the acetone, the mixture of acetone and water, in that mixture, acetone gas evaporates. And here one open tube is there now. Through this tube it will come. Which one? Acetone. And after that continuously giving heat, the time water also gets evaporates, and that should be here condenses. Where? Here Water condenser is there, no? There here condenses and it will come out. The cold water in or cold water outlet. Through these openings the water will come out. Then acetone will come through this tube and it can be collected from another container. Here acetone we can get. Acetone we can get. Here water we can get. Like that water and acetone, mixture of water and acetone, we can separate acetone and also water through this method. Which one? Distillation method. Now let's see another one, sublimation. What is meant by sublimation? Already you learned in previous classes. Sublimation. It is the process of solids changes into gaseous or solids directly changes into gaseous state without changing into the liquid form. Without changing into the liquid form and vice versa. Means solid is directly changes into the gaseous state. Again we can get a gaseous into the solid. That is, we can say vice versa. The process of solids directly changes into the gaseous. Directly changes into the gases without changing into the liquid form. Understand? That process is the sublimation. Through this sublimation, how can we separate? What are the materials can we separate? How? The mixture of salt and ammonium chloride. Mixture of salt and ammonium chloride. The mixture of salt and ammonium chloride. In this mixture, we can separate the ammonium chloride and salt through this method. Which one? Sublimation method. What are the sublimation products are there? That is camphor, then ammonium chloride, then naphthalene balls. Dear students, now I am going to show you one simple experiment or simple activity, sublimation activity, that is. Observe. See, this is a camphor. Pieces of camphor. It is one example for sublimation products. Camphor. Heat this camphor. What will happen? Observe. Heat this camphor. Dear students, this camphor is which state? It is a solid state. Is it right? Solid. See now. See, this solid state is directly changing into the vapors. Vapors is going into the air. That is a gaseous state. Is it right? Solid is directly changes into the gaseous without changing into the liquid. Did you see here a liquid form? No. Not converting into the liquid. See, solid is directly changes into that gaseous state. When you collect that water, you collect that vapors to the another container, then it condenses or cooled it. Again you can get the what? Camphor pieces you can get. That is the process of sublimation. See, dear students, observe that solid pieces. This is a solid camphor. Is when you heat that, it's directly changing into the gaseous form. let's see now how to separate the mixture of salt and ammonium chloride. From this mixture, how can we separate the ammonium? Let's see now. See, we have to take one china dish and one inverted funnel. One funnel we have to take, then one lamp. We have to set apparatus like this. We have to take mixture of salt and ammonium into that china dish. Then put invertedly that one. Which one? Funnel. Inverted funnel you have to put like this. And now heat that china dish. Here salt and ammonium chloride is there. Here due to heat ammonium chloride gets evaporates. This ammonium chloride is the solid. Is it right? Sublimation means solid is directly changes into the gaseous without changing into the liquid. Is it right? Already you seen in the activity also. See here, this ammonium chloride is directly changes into the gaseous form without changing into the liquid. And this gaseous form will be, water vapors will be textiles. See here, these are the vapors of ammonium chloride. Vapors of ammonium chloride. Here open will be now. For that you have to put with the help of cotton. You have to close that open of funnel with the help of cotton. Now this water, this vapors, not a water vapor, this ammonium vapors does not go out of that funnel. Here only stay. See, these are the solidified ammonium chloride. Solidified ammonium chloride. See, this walls only will form that ammonium chloride. And salt will be left over in that china dish only. Is it right? Like that, ammonium chloride can be separated. Now, from that mixture of salt and ammonium, salt will be left over in that china dish and ammonium chloride we can separate through the method of sublimation. And not only ammonium chloride, camphor, naphthalene balls also can be separated through this method only. Understand? Now you know about sublimation. Now let's see another technique. Fractional distillation. Fractional distillation method. Air is the homogeneous mixture. Is it right? Air is the homogeneous mixture. How can we get from that mixture oxygen separate or carbon dioxide separate? How can we get through this fractional distillation method only? How can we get oxygen from its mixture of air or from its components of air? What are the components are present in the air? Carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, vapors, then dust particles. These are the components of air. Is it right? How can we separate the oxygen from that mixture of air? Means we have to use this fractional distillation method. How? First, the steps of fractional distillation. Have to compress this air. Have to compress the air by increasing the pressure. Compress air by increasing the pressure. This is a symbol of increasing. Okay. Compress the air by increasing the pressure. Then it's a cool. It's cooled by decreasing the temperature. That time you can get liquid air. Liquid air you will get. Air you have to compress by increasing the pressure and then cooled by decreasing the temperature. During the time you can get a liquid air. Then this liquid air you have to allow warm up slowly in the distillation flask. Slowly in the distillation flask. That time you can separate that oxygen. See, first air you have to compress with the help of more pressure, and then it's cooled by the decreasing temperature. Then you can get a liquid air. This liquid air you have to allow to the warm up slowly in the fractional distillation flask. I written diagram in the distillation. In that type of distillation flask you have to allow that liquid air. Then heat for that liquid air depends upon boiling points of each gases. It may separate. Understand? Through this method, through the fractional distillation method, can we separate individual gases from the mixture of air. Understand? Let's see now another technique, that is crystallization. Crystallization. It is one type of method. It helps to separate the solid materials dissolved in the solvent. Solid materials dissolved in the solvent. It is used to separate the salt from its seawater. Salt from its seawater. From seawater. From seawater, can we separate the pure salt crystals by following crystallization method. Understand? This crystallization method is better than that evaporation. From that evaporation also can be separated, but pure substances we won't get from that evaporation. Through this crystallization only can we get pure substances. Then next step is, or next technique or method is, which one? Chromatography. Chromatography is one of the separation technique. It is used to separate the dye from its black ink. Dye from black ink. This method is used to separate dye from its black ink. Dear students, you know about dye. Dye is the mixture of two or more color substances. Two or more colored substances. To separate that colored substances, we have to use that chromatography technique. From this technique, see that dye means colors, two or more colors mixed in that water. We can call dye. Due to heat, that water content all gets evaporated or fastly it's rise up. Then color components, colors only will be left over. This is the method of chromatography. Dear students, these are the separation techniques you have learned in is matter around us pure. Or can we by following these methods can we separate the pure substances from its mixtures. Dear students, remaining thing we'll see in the next class.